tankers of the 15th Brigade of the National Guard of Ukraine destroyed an assault group of invaders in the Pokrovsk sector with an accurate shot. The footage of the battle was released by the unit's press service. The soldiers defeated an assault group of Russians who had advanced in a BTR-82 armored personnel carrier and took up a position under a bridge near the village of Mykhailivka in the Donetsk region. 7 Russian soldiers who had gathered near the vehicle were actually blown up by a high explosive fragmentation shell along with the armored vehicle. It is likely that 2 more soldiers standing on the other side of the vehicle, as well as the 3-person crew of the armored vehicle, could have been severely injured as a result of the powerful explosion. Soldiers of the Karadag Brigade also demonstrated the explosion of another Russian armored personnel carrier on a mined road and the destruction of enemy infantry in the village itself. At the same time, the Guardsmen anti-tankers also destroyed an enemy infantry fighting vehicle using the Stugna anti-tank missile system. The site of the fighting and the destruction of the Russian assault group under the bridge is located at the western end of Mykhailivka, which may indicate that the village was captured by the invaders. Immediately behind the village is a 1.5-kilometer strip of road connecting the village to the town of Seladov in the Donetsk region. According to Commander-in-Chief Oleksandr Syrsky, the situation in the Pokrovsk sector remains difficult. In recent weeks, an average of more than 50 combat engagements have been taking place daily. The enemy is using its superiority in manpower, weapons, and military equipment. But in general, the offensive is carried out by infantry assault groups. However, he noted that the advance is coming at a high price. The enemy is losing up to 300 soldiers on average every day. Meanwhile, a Russian military column was wiped out in a devastating drone attack in the Kursk region, leaving many dead. The convoy was transporting equipment to help build pontoon bridges across the River Seam, where up to 3,000 Russian troops are believed to be cut off and facing encirclement. Ukraine has taken out 3 main bridges over the river in the last week or so, as it presses home its attack on Russian territory. In a desperate bid to evacuate troops to the other side of the river, Russian engineers have scrambled to build pontoon crossings. However, these are particularly vulnerable to rocket and drone attacks by Ukraine's army. A video shot by a local resident and posted to the Telegram channel Belgorod People's Republic shows the aftermath of a drone strike on the convoy. Images show burnt-out and abandoned vehicles scattered along a road close to the village of Zvanoya. More images shot by a Ukrainian drone show vehicles ablaze on the road in the immediate aftermath of the attack. Ukrainian forces have regularly hit Russian military columns in Kursk as the Kremlin rushes reinforcements to the area. Kyiv's military supremo General Oleksandr Syrsky claims Putin's army has redeployed up to 30,000 troops from other parts of the front lines to try and repel the incursion. Analysts at the U.S. think tank, the Institute for the Study of War, estimate the Kremlin will need at least 60,000 soldiers to retake lost territory. Most of the troops do not appear to have been taken from the Eastern Front, where Ukraine faces a desperate fight to hang on to the strategically important city of Pokrovsk. The eastern city is a vital transport hub, one of 2 key rail and road junctions in the Donetsk region. Its capture would threaten the entire region's logistics for Kyiv's military, according to Frontelligence Insight, a Ukrainian analytical group. Today, there are a lot of updates from the Kursk direction. Here, in a bold and strategic maneuver, Ukrainian forces have successfully encircled several key settlements, effectively isolating substantial Russian troop formations and setting the stage for intense clashes. As the encirclement tightens, the trapped Russian forces face the prospect of imminent Ukrainian offensives, some of which have already resulted in devastating losses for the Russians. Recently, Ukrainian Commander-in-Chief Alexander Syrsky revealed a map during a televised session of the Ukrainian Congress of Local and Regional Authorities, showcasing the current front line in Kursk Oblast. Notably, Syrski's map substantiated earlier speculations, highlighting several cauldrons where Russian troops are effectively surrounded and cut off from their supply lines. Recent reconnaissance data confirms that Ukrainian forces have successfully secured critical terrain features and transportation routes in all directions surrounding Mykhailivka. This thorough control of the flanks has established a multi-layer defense system, effectively stifling any potential Russian breakout attempts. Tense Ukrainian assaults on the surrounded Russian forces in the area. The images captured the prison pavilions in the background, while a German-made BMP Marder infantry fighting vehicle from the 95th Assault Brigade unleashes a powerful attack on two auxiliary buildings adjacent to the prison fences. The Marder's 20mm autocannon obliterates the structures, reducing them to ashes. Another video, also filmed near the prison, shows Marder vehicles utterly destroying several nearby buildings, further tightening the noose around the beleaguered Russian troops.